You want the best for your car? You already watch our tutorials.
So the best place for the best deal is to buy from the Mr. Auto app. Easy, fast, and with better prices than on the website.
You will find the sash shock absorbers used in the video through the link in the description. Turn your engine off, pull up the handbrake, pull on the bonnet release lever, and open the bonnet. To disassemble the front shock absorbers, it is first important to remove the windscreen bay and the windscreen wipers. Before removing the windscreen wipers, place adhesive tape in order to keep a precise indication of their location at the end position. This will make it possible to correctly position them when reassembling. To disassemble the front shock absorbers, you must remove the windscreen bay. Remove the lock nut covers on the windscreen wipers with a 13mm spanner and unscrew the lock nuts. Remove the windscreen wiper arms by making small movements up and down. If they're not coming out, we recommend taking a windscreen wiper remover to facilitate the process. Take out the waterproofing joint on the windscreen bay by pulling upwards from one end to the other. Now remove the windshield frame. Remove the protective covers from the strut mount fronts. Using a 7mm Allen key and a 21mm offset wrench, unscrew the nut holding the suspension strut support bearing by a few threads. You can also use the specific tool used in the video, which will make your task much easier. Loosen the stud bolts on the front wheels. You must remove the wheels in order to change the front shock absorbers on your car. This will give you full access to the suspension system. Lift the front of the vehicle. Place the vehicle on the axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. Don't forget to slide them under the vehicle. In order to change this type of shock absorber, you need to remove the hub nut. We recommend screwing the stud bolt back on onto the wheel so as to not break the holding screw on the disc. Ask someone to press the brake to prevent the disc and drivetrain from rotating. Next, using a breaker bar and an M36 Triple square socket, loosen the drivetrain nut by a few threads. Finish the unscrewing process with the help of the socket wrench. You now have to remove the upper ball from the sway bar link. To do this, take a 17mm spanner and a 5mm Allen key. Stop the rotation with the Allen key and remove the nut using the spanner. During this operation, you will be working on the front axle of your car, so it is advisable to perform a parallelism afterwards. Using a flathead screwdriver, remove the brake hose retaining clip. Remove the brake hose from its housing. Remove the ABS sensor cable. Brush the screw of the shock absorber base and spray it with degreaser. Using a socket wrench and an 18mm socket, a breaker bar and an M14 Triple square socket, unscrew the nut holding the shock absorber base. Then remove the bolt. Unscrew the 3 fixing nuts on the suspension ball joint using a socket wrench and a 16mm socket. Disengage the ball joint from the control arm. Then remove the drive shaft from the hub. You can use a pin punch to hit the drive shaft and release it from the hub. To facilitate the next stages, remove the deflector seal, which you will reinstall later. Brush the bottom of the shock absorber and spray it with penetrating oil. This will help with future manipulations. Prepare a stable, elevated surface to place all the stub axle once you've removed it. You can spread the opening of the stub axle using the special socket used in the video, which will make your job much easier. Next, place the stub axle assembly on the previously installed jack. Finish unscrewing the suspension strut support bearing nut. Hold the shock absorber with one hand and finish unscrewing with the other. Remove the shock absorber. In order to change the shock absorber, you must now separate it from the spring. You can find in the description the tool we used in the video which we think is most adapted to the operation. Careful, pay attention as you compress the spring. This is not without risk and should be undertaken paying very careful attention. Install the shock absorber on the tool, then tighten the mobile flange against the spring, controlling its position carefully. Check that they're properly held by the locking studs, then slowly compress the spring using the socket wrench and the appropriate socket. Once the shock absorber is free in the spring, you can use a 21mm offset wrench and a 7mm Allen key to unscrew the suspension strut support bearing. You can also use the specific tool used in the video, which will make your task much easier. In the most extreme cases, you have to use an impact wrench. Then remove the suspension strut support bearing assembly. Remove the shock absorber from the spring.
All parts used in this tutorial are supplied by our trusted partners. These partners also help us create as many video tutorials as possible. Check them out in the description below.
You will find the sash parts and products used in the video in the link in the description. Before installing the new shock absorbers, it is necessary to prime them by pressing the shock absorber rod vertically so that the gas and the hydraulic fluid are separated. Unscrew the lock nut on the stem. Then install the shock absorber stop, the protective sleeve. Position everything in the spring. Then install the upper shock absorber support, the turning stop plate, the shock absorber mount, and finish by screwing the nut on the shock absorber mount. Tightly fix it in place using a 21mm offset wrench while holding the stem with a 7mm Allen key. Pay careful attention to place the bottom of the spring so that it supports the shock absorber flange. Unscrew the spring compression tool, paying attention to the position of the spring on the lower shock absorber support. You have now finished preparing the new part. Insert the shock absorber, starting from the top part. Put the upper support bearing back in place, then screw the nut holding the strut mount front back on by hand first. Sand and grease the inside of the stub axle to help facilitate the reinsertion of the shock absorber. Grease the shock absorber base. Thread the shock absorber base into the stub axle. The lower positioning pin on the shock absorber base must be inserted into the opening of the axle stub until the tap of the pin allows the axle stub screw to pass through. Remove the special socket. Then reinstall the shock absorber foot screw. Start to screw the nut in a little. Using a wire brush, brush the location of the deflector seal to facilitate the installation. Put the deflector seal back on the drive shaft. Make sure that the seal is properly clipped onto the drive shaft and that it is not damaged. If it is, it will have to be replaced. Insert the drive shaft into the stub axle. Roughly screw the drivetrain nut back on. We recommend installing a new drivetrain nut. Reinstall the suspension ball joint in the control arm. Screw the 3 nuts holding the control arm on the ball joint and finish tightening with a torque wrench. Screw the foot of the screw back into the shock absorber. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Clip the ABS sensor hose back in. Reinstall the brake hose. Then lock it. Put the sway bar link back in place. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. To tighten the drivetrain nut, have someone press the brake pedal. Carry out the first tightening phase with a torque wrench. The second phase will be with the wheel to the ground. Remove the wheel lug. Clean both sides of the disc with a brake cleaner and a piece of tissue to remove the grease deposited when installing the various parts. You can now repeat the operation on the other side. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle. Put your car back on the ground and block the wheels securely. Then add the recommended torque angle to the drivetrain nut using the paint marker technique to confirm the correct angle. Finish screwing the nut on the shock absorber head. Finish off the tightening with a torque wrench. Put the plastic cover back in place. Put the windscreen bay back in place. Replace the seal. Reassemble the windscreen wiper arms without exaggerating when tightening them in place. Operation completed.
Hi, it's Theo from UseTool. I hope this video has helped you a lot in your car maintenance. We will be super grateful if you could spread the word so that we can produce even more tutorials. Simply give us a like, a comment, and hit that subscribe button. It really helps us boost the channel and help the whole community. Thanks a lot and have a great one.